Hey everyone, it's Anya. Welcome back to my channel. And today for my video for you, I have my weekly home fragrance empties, my waxes. I do think I have a few non-wax items, but they're still like, they were used at work or in my car. So lots of things to talk about, lots of beautiful blends that I want to discuss what I've been melting. So buckle up. And we'll get into this gigantic, overly stuffed basket. It's not that big of a basket, really, but you know what I mean. It's overstuffed. Anyway, let's get into it. I've got a few parcels, so let's just go ahead and get into those, and then we'll get into empties. Yeah, I've got quite a bit in here. What is that? Oh yeah, that was good. What else we got? Oh, let's get these freaking things out the way. That's partial. That's empty. Okay. Before I freaking lose my mind, I've gone through just one bag of the 200 counts and also 3 bags of the 100 counts. But one of these bags did come from my bedroom. I think it's the 200 count, and then these ones I just used out in the living room. So that's 2. And the 200 count was honestly like 100 count because I used half of it to fill out the basket in the living room, then use the other half here. So. Also refilled my tea light basket. So these are 6-hour candles. Got these off Amazon. I think they're called Monto Pack. Anyway, they burn really evenly. And like I said, I get them on Amazon, and they are, I can't remember how many quantities, but you can go up to like 200 maybe on those, and they're still relatively decently priced. For Amazon, I mind the price, but like when it comes to tea light candles, those are worth it to me. Partials. I have quite a few bigger items. 3 bigger items, and then some little bits here and there. I did melt a few of my pieces of my big bag here of Incandescently Happy from Lavender and Speckles. This was part of the Pride and Prejudice pre-order, and this was one of the blends that I had suggested, and maybe, I think there was one other woman, one of the customer Beths, that had kind of either came up with the same idea, or we should put our blend idea together. So Incandescently Happy has Palo Intense Vanilla, which is Palo, Vanilla Birch, Vanilla Buttercream, and Cinnamon Vanilla, plus Sweet on You, which is Sweet on Paris, and then Blackberry. And this is a fabulous, beautiful, cozy blackberry scent. So much sweetness in here from the Sweet on Paris and the Buttercream that just live cohesively with the resinous Vanilla Birch and that beautiful Palo Santo that Beth has. Also, I'm filming with a new phone. I upgraded my phone, but it's still an older phone. So I had an S8, now I have an S22, and this is the first video I'm filming with my phone. Also, glare, I have to wear the glasses, so we're just gonna go with it. Incandescently Happy is a fabulous blend, and I will always get that. Another one that I had touched on this week is actually melted a little bit more than half of my tub of Fantasyland funnel cake from Dessa's Homespun Scents. This is fried funnel cake, mixed berry glaze, powdered sugar, and whipped cream. This is a beautiful berry fried dough scent. A lot more berry than fried dough, but it's also creamed out a little bit from the whipped cream. And this is a beautiful mixed berry. Can't really specifically pick out a certain summer berry, but this is fabulous and also a great performer, very room filling. Another one that was room filling and is actually the only vendor I have 2 parcels of this week. I melted 2 little slivers of my tub here of coffee with Graham. This is a fabulous coffee scent. Erica has done so many fabulous coffee scents, and this one is right on up there with Latte Dow for me. House coffee beans, bear claw, hazelnut cream, and pie crust. This bear claw, you have a little touch of cinnamon in there. Her house coffee beans are so scrumptious. Like, I like to melt this in the morning, like when I'm brewing and drinking my coffee, and it is a great performing scent. Like, this was literally throwing from the kitchen into the living room, and then this is all that I had. Like, I didn't dare to put anything else in the warmers, and I didn't dare put anything else in the warmers while this was melting in the kitchen. Also, I couldn't decide what to melt. So, second one from Second and Spruce. I melted half of my mini loaf of pink stars. This is such a fabulous pink sugar and all the girly things that include strawberry pound cake, marshmallow, toasted marshmallow sugar cookies. Like, this is gourmand, but also sweet and perfumey, but in the most beautiful, youthful way. And it's just so good. Pink sugar, strawberry pound cake, toasted marshmallow, and sugar cookies. I actually cut half of my mini loaf at 8, and that filled every warmer, and I think I did both my tea lights. I love this so much. Like, this, I have had a clam, and then I also had a mini loaf. This is my last bit of pink stars. Yes, I know I can get it anywhere, but Erica's wax is my favorite, and I'm really hoping she brings that back. Okay. I've been also on a pink sugar kick this week, so you'll probably see similar vibes. I have 1 piece here left of Love to Love You from Everything Vice. This is Yummy Marshmallow, Pink Sugar, and Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. I love pink sugar with Boardwalk Marshmallow. I also love it with Strawberry Pound Cake. It's just so sweet and creamy, a little musky, a little floral from the magnolia that's in Boardwalk Marshmallow. This was so pretty. I would say about a medium. Give it like 6 out of 10. It's fabulous. So absolutely would purchase this. This was gifted to me in friend mail from Kristen. So thank you so much, Kristen, for this fabulousness. Very excited about that. I have one that I have melted quite a bit of, actually. So this was 1 melt in the living room. From L3, caramel apple, cinnamon sugar, and zucchini bread. I got this in the round robin. I was just craving caramel apple one day. Like, it was a super strong craving, and this was calling to me. Maybe I was influenced by the label. I don't know. What a stunning blend. The cinnamon sugar is sweet, like a good bakery cinnamon. Get a little bit of the savory tones from the zucchini bread, and then that caramel apple is not too heavy or not too rich. This is a caramel apple scent I would buy in a loaf if I needed it. So absolutely love that as well. Looking forward to melting some more of that later on this year. Another strawberry pound cake blend. I've also melted some more of a Sweet Princess Party from Burroughs Girls. I talked about this last week. We don't have to get into details, but I freaking love this blend. I have one more pink sugar blend that I melted through this week. While Love to Love You, my 4 pieces of my snap bar here from Everything Vice was going in my crock. I melted half of my souffle here. I don't even know what is all over this label, but that's my doing, not Jennifer's doing. Ebony and Ivory, a cloud of sweetness. This is cotton candy, marshmallow fluff, and pink sugar. Love this. I have put off melting this because I love the pink sugar and the cotton candy combination. This is so gooey from that marshmallow fluff. Like, you can smell this marshmallow fluff. I feel like I smell that more than I do the pink sugar, but it still came to play. Beautiful pairing. Amped up the pink sugar vibes with the Love to Love You. I was just filling all my pink sugar. Okay, and then the last partial I have here, I melted through 3 pieces, and that's all I needed in the kitchen. I was melting a scent that's in here that's an empty. And I wanted to kind of complement melt. And so I melted these 3 pieces in the kitchen. Iced sweet tea smells almost like a lemon in a black tea, like a sun tea. But there's like tones also with the orange. I want to say like a twist of, with the lemon, a twist of orange. Like there's like a deeper, darker, more intense citrus. And this was such a banger. Jeannie had gifted this clam to me, and I'm looking forward to finishing off probably this spring. Maybe sooner. I don't know. I just really enjoyed the compliment melting. Okay, so we're going to also get into the Scentsy that I have gone through this week. Gone through quite a bit of Scentsy. Okay, I have 6 bars, 2 of which I melted today. So we'll talk about those. The 2 that I melted for today's Big Fat Tuesday celebration is these 2 were included in my friend mail from Lori. So in my kitchen and in my crock, kitchen had 4 cubes, and then the crock had 4 cubes of king cake. And then in the Scentsy warmers in the living room, I put in Midnight Masquerade. So Midnight Masquerade has sugared beignet, smoky vanilla, and midnight lily. This was a morning melt for me. I only got about 7 or so hours after that. Even with the lily, like this was not too floral. This was a very sweetened, kind of mysterious New Orleans on the square sort of French Quarter situation. This was really pretty. I really enjoyed this, and I'm highly surprised that I love something with lily. King cake to me is like a cousin to almond croissant with the base of almond croissant without the almond. Yeah, this was a fabulous pairing. I feel like the king cake brought out more of the beignet notes that I really didn't get in here, but sweetened up, kind of paired beautifully, and I knocked 2 bars out of my collection in one day. Melted this in my bedroom. This was in the round robin that I received. This is in that I picked out. Swirling Snowflakes. This was so good. I now see and understand why people find this a very pleasing winter scent. This is peppermint, I want to say cool air and eucalyptus, but it was very spa-like, and I think that came from the eucalyptus. I enjoyed this in my bedroom. Melted half the bar like one night, and then finished off the last half also here in the bedroom. It wasn't like a whole 24 hours worth, but I would say for like those 12 hours, it was strong. Also went through a bar of Tangerine Creamsicle. This was either in the round robin or Lori had gifted to me. She put all the Scentsy in the round robin, so it was from Lori. This is a great creamy orange. Smells very ice creamy. There's definitely lactonic notes in this with the zesty orange. I really enjoyed this. I don't know why I was craving it, other than I know put it in when my son was here and we picked up his car from being worked on. So hopefully his car will be a-okay for a little while. Anyway, also finished up a bar, or it was the partial of Ruby Nectarine. Melted this in the kitchen. This scent will just freaking go and go. I had this in the kitchen for almost 3 days. Still very peachy. Strongest on day 1. Day 2 was about like a medium strong, and even on day 3 was pretty medium. So I could smell that from the hall, from the dining room going into the kitchen. Day 1 though is blasting out of there. Another one of my favorites is Whipped Frosting. I melted this here in my bedroom, the whole bar. This one goes for 24 hours for me. For a bakery that's got a touch of vanilla in it, this one's really good. Love this. Also melted this the same night that I was melting Pink Stars in the living room. Okay, and then the two non-wax items from Scentsy I put from the Round Robin clothesline. I put this car bar in almost like made me nauseous of how strong it was. But like on the third day, it was still tolerable and you could totally still smell it. Gave it to my son to put in his car so I could enjoy all the pods that I have. So right now in the car I have Simply the Zest, and that's been very pleasant. And then at work, they helped me finish off a oil-based formula of Here Comes the Sunflowers and the room spray. Use this in the bathroom to fix stinky places. So I've really been enjoying being able to get through products. Like my room sprays, so I don't feel like my collection of Scentsy products that I have acquired over the years will overwhelm me at any point. So getting through the stuff I invested in. All right, next we have two here from Sensational, also from the Round Robin. I actually split these two claims in half, so I gave 6 cubes, but like a whole bar equivalent of the Strawberries and Cream and Girlfriend Night to my sister, so she could try these. I don't know if she's ever tried these from Walmart. This is a great candied strawberry, a little artificial. I still enjoyed it though because I love strawberry. This is Bergamot and Wild Berry is what's in Girlfriend Night, and this is a beast. They were both very strong contenders in the living room. I would say the Sensationals actually lasted longer than the Girlfriend Night, but these were ones that I would put in the morning and they were still throwing when I came home from work. 8 to 10 hours depending on the day. So loved revisiting those, and I'm honestly not surprised with the paraffin. Paraffin can hold a crap ton of fragrance oil, so really have been enjoying those. Let's see. My fingers are not working. I'm so sorry, you guys. I think this is mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. And that's mine. So I have 5 of mine that I melted, but I do have a few more empties from other small businesses. From the Round Robin, I melted this sample of the Land Down Under from Waxmosphere. I'm unsure of the notes, but this kind of gave me like blue agave, a very like, how do I say this? Like a desert fresh kind of scent with maybe like a tinge of fruit. It wasn't earthy per se, but you know how like succulents kind of have like a green scent, like a green leafy scent, but also kind of fruity. It's kind of like leaning that way towards me, for me. And I split this little 1 ounce. This thing is a baby. Like compared to a Scentsy bar, it is a baby shot. And it does say 1 ounce on the container. Anyway, I cut this in half and put the 2 pieces in my tea lights in the living room. It was very room filled. I have 2 here from Spellbound Scents. The first one I went through in my bedroom is Sweet Dreams. This has lavender, chamomile, pink sugar, and peppermint. This was freaking bomb. This was so strong. I did the whole snap bar in here. I really enjoyed the lavender chamomile combination. Pink sugar just sweetened up the whole thing for me, and then the peppermint was kind of refreshing and cooling. Kind of spa-like, but like upscale nighttime relaxation spa. You know, you're about to have a massage, that kind of vibe. It was fabulous. This one was so good. Strawberry Nutella cake. Melted this in my bedroom when I was having one of the strawberry pound cake days out there. This is strawberry pound cake, chocolate hazelnut spread, and sweet cream. I loved every single minute of this. You definitely get the chocolate hazelnut spread, But the way that the fluffy, sweet, creamy strawberry pound cake melded with those two kind of almost dominant notes, this was like I was making dessert in my bedroom. 100% would get that again. I have 3 more, and then we'll get into the things that I melted of mine. I did a 6-pack of sweet wildberry zucchini bread from Macaron. This has wildberry, blue cotton candy, and baked zucchini bread. So I did 3 pieces at a time in the the kitchen. Maybe I did 2. So for 3 days, I did a set of 2 macarons. This one was a pretty good performer too. Absolutely scrumptious. This, you guys, I need a tub minimum of this if she makes tubs. I don't know. Everything Vice, Berry Me and Strawberries, Sticky Dates and Strawberry Pound Cake type. Just melted this today. Fabulous. Like, this was so good. The Sticky Dates read to me, like I had mentioned it in the Destash and Friend Mail from Kristen. There's like a caramelized, like a sweetened brown sugar vibe with the strawberry pound cake. This was so good. This is still going in the living room currently. Not as strong as it was when I put it in around 2 o'clock today, and right now it's almost 10, so that's still pretty good for bakery scent. This was so flipping good, and definitely would get that again. And then in the bathroom, I went through a snack bar also. A lot of snack bars this week. Shoreline Sparks from Lavender and Speckles. This was from the Campfire Marshmallow Sampler. This says Campfire Marshmallow, Driftwood and Sea Salt, Light Musk, and Buttermint. What a refreshing, aquatic, kind of masculine vibe, but also refreshing because of the mint. I melted this in the bathroom. I didn't get very much performance, but that being said, what I could smell in the warmer was really, really yummy. So I would maybe get it again, but maybe in a bigger size so I could put it in more direct heat and I could smell it more often. So that's it for vendor. And then just a few of mine. Finished melting this was a test blend. This is one that I offered for my pre-order, but I was tweaking with the ratios. This says Yum Bougie Marshmallow, Earl Grey Tea, and Vanilla Cream. So I melted this in the living room. This was a beast. And even with the smallest amount of Earl Grey, it still played very well with the sweet, creamy marshmallow goodness from strawberry notes and the coconut from the Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Still want to tweak it just a little bit more. This was a clam of an single oil of chocolate chip cookies. Melted this, and this sent iced almond cookies, both single oils. Friggin' delicious. What was this? Oh, this was a clamshell of Pink Oven Magic minus the Danbury cookies. Was playing with that scent recipe, but I think the Danbury cookies really kind of set it apart. Has pink sugar, Yum Bougie marshmallow, my house blend of cream and crumbs, butter, cream sugar cookies, and then the Danbury shortbreads. Oh, it is so freaking good. And lastly, I was craving some pumpkin, so I melted my souffle here of Haunted Pumpkin out in the living room. This is Cupcakes at Tiffany's, pumpkin spice buttercream, and candy corn. Also melted a clamshell that's not in here of a pretzel blend that had some sweet cream mixed with it. So I put that in the crock in my 2 tea lights just to balance it out, and this was so yummy. Okay, and that's everything that I got through this week. Thank you so much for joining me and spending some time with me here on my channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.